What's up, everybody? Welcome to Bios3 Raw TV. It is a very freezing out, 10 degrees right now here in Maryland. Wind chill's probably, it's below. I'm heading to the gym to go train before we get this snowstorm that's supposed to come in. And I want to take a second and try to talk about something that I'm getting choked up trying not to. So, near where Kari and I live, there's a main road called Connecticut Avenue. And on this road, Kari sees this guy regularly who is homeless. And I am very skeptical about scammers because of the background that I have and where I come from. I pulled a lot of scams. A lot of people I know pulled scams. And I know, a lot of these people, you look at them and say, well, they should just learn to help themselves. They wouldn't be homeless, etc. But I myself was almost in that spot. So I can understand. I had zero money, no place to live. My car was being taken, no phone, and I had my 2 dogs with me, and I didn't know what to do. I was fucking 1,000 miles away from, my family and friends, and I wasn't sure what to do, and I was almost in that spot. Now, I look at it as luckily I had people around me that were there to help me and to get through that patch. We all need help from people at some point in our lives to get through these rough patches that we have. My parents came down to Maryland and gave me a car, which was amazing. They didn't have to do that. I picked up a couple clients, and the gym was like, hey, we get hours here. You can work here for extra money so you can get back on your feet quicker. I mean, everything seemed to work out, but I had people around me that cared enough about me to help, to kind of go out of their way. And not everybody has that, and I'm fully aware of that some people have nobody and nothing. And when you're in that predicament, it's very hard to pull yourself out of something that is negative or, is dragging you down. It's changing your life for the worse. So, Kari sees this guy daily, and she gives him, coffee and gift cards for Starbucks because, of course, you don't know this person's background, if they're going to spend the money on booze or drugs, which is a possibility. I'm not saying he's going to, but it's a possibility. And, the other day she was like, hey, I really want to buy a blanket for that guy that, I see every day. And I'm like, okay. Again, I'm very skeptical. Always am, because I've been scammed a million times. I've scammed a million people. Like, it's ingrained in me that the world is a bad place in general. And good things and good people are not plentiful. It's just not around that much anymore. That's just how I feel about things. I guess I'm jaded from the lifestyle that I've had before, I've gotten to where I am now. And, so we went to, I didn't know if she had gotten on the blanket or not. So I was going to the post office today, which is fucking closed, which is to mail out some shirts and stuff. So if you guys get your shirts late, sorry, it's President's Day. And then I come to the corner where the guy is standing. Now, in my mind, I'm focusing on, I got to mail these shirts out, get to the gym and train, go tanning because we're going to Mexico this weekend. Make sure I get a good base tan so I don't get a burn while I'm down there. I'm thinking about all these things that I got going on. And I see the guy standing there with the sign. Now, of course, skeptical. It's like fucking negative degrees out. And I look at him, and you can see his face withered and chapped. And his beard and stuff is all dreaded up. Like it hasn't been washed or anything in a while. Well, a long time. And, his sign says that he has cancer, and he's down and out, and et cetera, et cetera. And I'm looking at it, and I said, you know what? Like, what is it about this guy that is drawing Kari to him? And what is it about him now that I'm looking at him saying I don't feel like this guy's a scammer? I feel like he's the real deal. I feel like he is down on his luck. Maybe he has no one in his life. And he's at a point now where he just needs someone to kind of reach out to him and give him hope, maybe even just to get to the next day. And in 2 seconds, everything that I was thinking about and worrying about didn't really matter. All I was concentrating on was this guy. So I get to the light, and I'm about ready to go to the post office, and I turned around and I gave him a little bit of money, and I was like, take care of yourself. And he said, thank you. And I looked in his eyes, and man, I just saw a sad person. I really saw a sad person. And I think that a lot of people, I didn't give him the money because I felt bad about myself because I'm doing well. I gave him the money because I really did feel bad for him. I felt bad because obviously if he's standing on that corner, he doesn't have the people in his life like I did, for whatever reason, or many of you have, for whatever reason, to help us out. A mother, a father, a brother, a sister, a cousin, kids, wife, whatever the case may be. And I don't know his story. I don't know his story, but I don't fucking care because I've stood out in the cold just with Bruno, walking Bruno in the cold for like 5 minutes, and my fucking hands hurt. It's so cold out, it hurts. And that wind hits you and it fucking hurts. And I'm sitting there going, I'm chilled to the fucking bone after 5 minutes, and this guy, he's going to be out here all night. And the temperature's going to drop, and there's a huge snowstorm coming, and I'm sitting there going, fuck, you know, like, what do we do? You know, a lot of people actually stop and give this guy change. I've noticed over the past, you know, a month or so, a lot of people try to help this guy out. And, you know, I'm sure that all adds up. But when you look at the cost of food around where we live, the cost of just a room, if you're going to get a hotel room, there's no motels around where we live whatsoever. This guy would have to hike a fucking long ways to get a motel, which I guess you could because you're homeless, you got nothing else going on. And, you know, the shelters fill up very quickly around here. You know, it's not easy to get a bed or a spot in the shelter. So that money that he makes every day, is even if it's $100 that he makes a day begging, that goes really fucking quick when you figure that, you know, he's got to eat and then try to get in someplace that, you know, like a motel or hotel or whatever, and even then he may not have enough at the end of the day for that. So, you know, he told, you know, it's interesting because Kari will talk to him while she's at the stoplight, and he said that, you know, he had a tent, but the tent blew over, but, you know, he's like, and he's positive about it. That's the fucked up thing. This guy has nothing. He's in a freezing cold, and he's positive. He's like, you know, the owner of this place right here, he's, you know, he gives me the keys so I can sleep in the U-Haul at night because my tent got destroyed because we had a big storm here, like, you know, last week. He's like, so it's okay, you know, I'm okay. And I'm sitting there going, this motherfucker. You know how many people out there right now are bitching because their shoelaces aren't the right color for their fucking shoes when they bought them? Or they're bitching because they're like, oh, I gotta stop and get gas when they're having the fucker pump the gas for them. And here's this guy being like, I stay in the U-Haul some nights when the guy gives me the keys, but I'm okay. You know, I step back and I'm like, you know, the world's a fucked up place. And I'm not saying everybody should go out there and start trying to save the world, but, you know, be aware of your surroundings. We get wrapped up in this bodybuilding thing, fitness thing, aesthetic, YOLO, all this bullshit. We get wrapped up in this shit. And maybe it's because I'm a little bit older now, more mature. Maybe it's because I don't give a fuck about competitive bodybuilding anymore. I don't give a fuck really about myself first anymore. I think about other things and other people more now. Maybe that's the difference. But look around you in your surroundings. You know, look at the people around you. Look at the things that are going on around you that you may not notice because you're busy with your nose stuck in your own life. And if you can reach out to someone like this guy, even if you don't want to give him money because you're not sure if he's going to spend it on booze or drugs, that's fine. Take a second to tell him, you know, how are you today? And they'll usually say, I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. None of them are like, oh, my fucking life sucks. I'm in the hole. Most of them are pretty positive. Talk to him for a second. Tell him, you know what? Have a good day, brother. And then go about your way. Just acknowledge that they're there. Acknowledge that they're fucking human beings. Acknowledge that, you know what? You took time out of your day, and they're not invisible, and they're not worthless, and they're not just trash on the side of the road. That they're fucking human beings standing there. Acknowledge them. And I really do feel like that gives people like that hope. You know, hope that, hey, you know what? Maybe someone else will say, hey, wow, people are noticing I'm here. Wow, maybe I'm not invisible. You'd be surprised. And then I know some of you right now don't have anybody in your life that's ever told you that you were worth anything. Never told you in your life that you could do it, supported you, pushed you, made you believe in yourself. I know there's some of you that are watching this right now that have those feelings. And how great would it be if one person just came up to you and said, I believe in you. I know you can do it. Let's, you know, smash your goals, whatever the case may be. It's the same principle that you're doing with this, people, and it means just as much to them. Bios3training@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. www.bios3training.com is a blog, and it's to look at your surroundings, bicep, and just go out of your way once a day for somebody, and we're out.